dislodges it. So 20 years today.
Yep.
Has it gone by really fast? There we go, the little charcuterie board I've just made. We're also going to chat a little bit about 20 years and what we've been up to, the highs, the lows, and all that kind of thing. Probably the hardest times for me were when I was on fertility treatment. Complete psycho, really was. I was so angry. That is one of the best things I think I've ever made. What's been your highlight of our 20 years together? Hi there, welcome back to a new vlog. We are celebrating 20 years of dates today. It feels like a really big deal. I had planned to do this really lovely video today. I wanted to make some apple chutney. I wanted to make a really lovely supper. Seems to be a bit of a thing these days. I plan these things out. It's now 6 o'clock in the evening and I've just literally finished work. So I don't think all that's going to be happening. But we wanted to go out for the evening to celebrate. It's Tuesday. And the weather forecast was really naff. We were going to go into Bath and maybe have a lovely evening out. So we've actually decided on a cozy one. We went to the baker's earlier on and bought some sourdough bread and we bought some cakes as well. So we're going to share our evening with you, have a little chat about how things have been over the last 20 years and just have a cozy one with you today instead. So I really hope you'll enjoy this one, maybe getting to know us a little bit better. We're going to make up a supper. I'm still deciding. I was going to make some cheese and onion pasties, but we were just saying I don't know if we really need them, although we do quite fancy them. If I make the apple chutney, it's not going to be cool in time. I don't know. I still fancy making something. Let me have a think. Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy this vlog today. Hope it's a cozy one for you. Go and grab a cup of tea and we'll have a nice chat today.
What a wasted time. Should have been here on the outside.
Probably seems like we do this all the time and it's a really strange way to celebrate, but we really love our boards. We really love a charcuterie board and we don't seem to tire from them and we sort of like mix them up a little bit. Today was really nice because we really did think about going to Bath and we'd even planned it out. We'd looked at some restaurants and that, but when the weather looks really naff, you just kind of think, what's the point? And we also found actually for a Tuesday night, there's a lot of places closed. We did find this one place which looks amazing. It's like posh, dirty fries. It was like fries, but with things like giant shrimp, giant prawns on top and steak frites. And oh my gosh, it looks so good, but closed on a Tuesday. So charcuterie board it is. And we weren't disappointed either. We do love a cozy evening in. What is your favourite way to celebrate? Are you the type of person to go out for meals? What do you like doing? Do you do day trips? We just love a cozy evening. It's something that we've always enjoyed. And I know I've spoken about this before. We love a date night. We've always had date nights ever since the kids were young. And I think because we had the children when we got together, we've always had to make an effort for date nights. And so date nights was something that we've always done around the kids. They would know it was a date night and so we wouldn't eat with them. Generally we would always eat as a family around the table. But when it was date night, they had dinner earlier and then we would have supper later on when they went to bed. And they knew that and they knew not to mess with a date night because it was our special time. And funnily enough, it's something that they do with their partners. They have date nights, which I love. Because in my previous marriage, I know that might sound a bit strange me talking about that, but we didn't do things. We didn't go out, and I don't know if it was just the thing back then. It was a very long time ago. We didn't do date nights. We didn't go out. Boys went out with boys, girls went out with girls, but we didn't generally do things together. So it's something we make a conscious effort. I don't know. Right, I've got Aid with me now making gin cocktails. Oh, I can't open these pickles. Tip, if you can't open a jar, bash it down on, obviously be careful like on a surface, but I did it on the wooden board. Always dislodges it. So 20 years today.
Yep.
Has it gone by really fast?
It has, yes. Obviously obviously it's 20 years, but yes, it feels like it's gone really quickly.
Yeah.
But it's really weird because I just think, yes, it has, but we've done so much as well.
Yeah.
So when you think, yes, it's gone quickly, I look back on what we've done to that first. What was the first time we went away? Was it Centre Parks?
What, our first holiday?
Yeah.
No, Barcelona.
No, but I mean as a family.
Our honeymoon, our wedding.
It was,
Was the
wasn't it?
first time we went
Yeah.
away.
And after that, it was just even thinking of Centre Parks. Though seems a long time ago, but it doesn't seem long ago.
So our first ever date, took me to Basingstoke. Was my first time going to Basingstoke. Sounds so glamorous, doesn't it? And we wandered around the festival place, the shopping centre, which I really liked. It's got a real American feeling there. We still love the festival place, even though half the stuff isn't there anymore. I picked these tomatoes from the garden earlier on. I'm going to add those. And we went to Wagamama's, which was my first time going to Wagamama's. We had ginger chicken udon, which was $6.95 that we still love.
Hey, it makes it look like a real cheap date here.
And we went to see War of the Worlds. It was a really nice date. I loved it.
It was actually, yeah.
Yeah, well, it must have been nice because I went in for a second date. So it can't have been that bad. Let us know, where did you go on your first date with your partner and what did you get up to? Oh, thank you. I think I am nearly done with this. I want something else there. Might add some celery actually. There we go, the little charcuterie board I've just made. We've got jalapenos, homegrown tomatoes, pickles, Emmental. We've got caramelised onion, cheese and nuts and fruits. We've got blue cheese and some other fancy cheese there as well. And sourdough. I'm really looking forward to this. I completely forgot. We nipped to Morrison's to get some cheese and we picked up these as well. Chorizo and cheddar flavour. I like the Morrison's crisps. Oh, they're a nice colour. They're proper chorizo. Okay, so let's try these. I love a ridged crisp. They're my favourites, I think. Definitely taste the cheese. I think you can taste the cheddar, the chorizo. They're okay. They're not amazing. I like them, but I probably wouldn't buy them again. If that makes sense. A couple of days later, we just popped in from Lidl. I've just got a bit of a weekly shop going on here. Frozen veg, what's your thoughts? I feel like I've kind of like fallen down a frozen veg hole. I would never have bought frozen veg years ago. I'd always get my peas, they would always be frozen, but nothing else. I swore by only the best for our kids. I'd have never got frozen. And then I started buying frozen green beans. Then I discovered frozen sweet corn because tins are so expensive. I don't always want a whole can if I'm just adding it to a salad or something. And this is really good. So today I bought frozen broccoli for the first time. I looked at the broccoli heads and they were 99p and they were small. They didn't even look that fresh if I'm totally honest. Quite often, again, I don't use huge amounts. It gets added here and there. This was £1.19 for a great big bag. Never bought frozen broccoli before. I think actually years ago maybe I used to buy the mixed bags frozen broccoli and cauliflower in the days when it was just me eating it. But I read a program ages ago and I think lots of other people are feeling the same now, that actually the frozen stuff's actually better for you. It's picked and frozen freshly, whereas the stuff that we've got on our shop shelves have been in transit for goodness knows how long, sat in warehouses, then they're sat on a shop shelf for everyone to touch. And they've been there goodness knows how long. So, your thoughts? What's your thoughts on frozen veg? Anyway, I'm going to pack this little lot away. I spent £31 today on our weekly shop. No alcohol, no meat, no fish. Seems a lot for a bit of fruit and veg. The treat was this gelato type ice cream. just vanilla. We are loving this at the moment in those coffees. You know, the coffees I made the other week? I might even make one tonight as a treat. We are loving it so, so much. I'll show you what else we got and some of my meal ideas for this week. And I was also going to chat a little bit about 20 years and what we've been up to, the highs, the lows, and all that kind of thing. So I've got natural yogurt for lunches, unbranded salad cream. Again, a little bit of a funny thing there. I don't taste the difference, so I'm happy to pay for the cheaper one. And Ada was over the moon because this week in Lidl we got 15% off ginger nuts. Picked up our free range eggs in there as well. And I'm going to take milk out to the big garage. No, to the big shed. No, to the big fridge in the garage. We've been sometimes skipping our coffees in the morning actually. This morning we went for a walk and I think we did about 2 miles this morning. So we came back, had a shower and skipped coffee. I'm going to have some of the Innocent smoothie juice. What have we got here? Blue Bolt. Guava, lime, apple, coconut water and blue spirulina. It's very nice, this one. It's very fresh. I do not taste the coconut at all. I'm not a big fan of coconut and things like that. It's a bit sweet. This is actually really nice. I need a bit of a pick-me-up today. I'm feeling so tired. And I kind of feel like doing everything correctly. Been out for the walk. And what else have we done? So I haven't been drinking my water actually today yet. Had breaks from my desk. Had a healthy lunch. I had leftover tuna salad from last night with eggs in it. So I've had protein as well. So I'm doing all the right things, but I'm feeling very tired. There's too many eggs for this basket today. What's been your highlight of our 20 years together? Have you got a favourite moment, a moment that stands out?
Spending time with you.
No, that's just in general. Do you have, come and speak with me here a moment, have you got a moment? Have you got something that really, really stands out?
I think moving.
Oh really? Oh, that's a bit of a...
Well, not the moving after we moved.
Yeah.
Starting almost to such, this is our first... Although the house before was together, this is our first proper thing we've done together like this. So that's to me probably starting our, not a life together, but a new chapter.
A new chapter. We already had the kids, so they were really little when we got together. So I can't say having the kids, which most couples would say, because the kids were always part of our life, weren't they?
Yeah, and that's no detriment to where we were before, but I think, for example, this new chapter, I think is probably one of the
Your
best things.
favourites?
Our holidays.
Is there a favourite holiday? We've got free bathroom cleaner today.
Oh, that's a really, really tricky one. I'd actually say probably one of the road trips when we did Chattanooga was one of the best in regards to holidays, but all of them have had real good highlights.
Yeah. Actually, the worst has probably been when we got married.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, we had, I'm not going to go into great details, but family were really, really hard work on both sides, weren't they?
Yeah, it's...
It wasn't the kids were lovely.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also, I don't know, I mean, it was our first sort of time. Well, I guess we also didn't know what to expect as well when we went. I mean, we enjoyed the holiday, our first time to Disney, but if we look back now on what we did or what we didn't do, was kind of like, how did we think we sort of, not even going to Tomorrowland was a... But no, that it was a difficult trip. Would you say this next chapter of moving is probably one of the biggest things?
I just wondered if there was or what's been one of the worst times then over the last 20 years?
In regard to worse, and there's been some challenging times, and there's been some hard times. But I guess through thick and thin, we've kind of just worked through together, haven't we?
Yeah.
With things.
It's never been problems with us, it's always been other people.
Yes.
We always say that actually, don't we?
Yeah,
We're fine,
do.
it's everybody else
Everybody
around
else.
us. Yeah. Yeah, we have been quite fortunate. I mean, we're really lucky we've still got both parents. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Things
exactly,
like that.
Exactly. Let's put it this way, it's things that are not in our control that I think, that's probably a good way of putting it, isn't it? It's the fact of, it's never anything something we've maybe instigated, it's been something that's been out of our control.
Yeah.
So situations, stuff we've just had to deal with.
The house move was stressful.
Yeah.
That was very stressful.
So.
But we have been really fortunate though, haven't we?
We have,
In
yeah. I
some
mean, we've
ways.
been
health-wise. Do you know what I mean?
health-wise.
That sort of thing.
I mean, we have had very. I know we sort of like talk about family and things like this. We have had good family in a lot of respect as well that have been there. So that's been important, and we do have family there.
And you think, and I don't want to jinx anything, the whole time we've been together, 20 years, I've lost my grandparents, we've lost I've lost a couple of uncles and an aunt very young. But apart from that, we've been really fortunate, haven't we? And I, you just know with parents getting older that the time will come. And it's just, yeah, I don't look forward to that at all. But we have been really lucky, haven't we? And even like with the kids, we've never, I mean, obviously they've been teenagers, you've sort of like moaned at them, but we haven't actually, touched wood.
There's been nothing that has been the point that isn't manageable.
They've done really well at school.
Yep.
Really well at uni. We have been really fortunate, haven't we? So I think as far as overcoming things and that, I think we've been quite lucky, to be honest with you. And we've had, like you say, really nice holidays. It's been a good 20 years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder what the next 20 years we'll look at. We've bought DVC in that time.
Yeah.
That was one of our biggest highlights, I would say.
I'd say, yeah, that is the biggest highlight as well. That's really, really changed how we have done our when I say holidays, I say holidays overall. Because although we don't just do Disney, I think by having the ability of having DVC when we go to Disney, would you say that's also opened up things for like when we are wanting to stay non-Disney?
Yeah, I guess so.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
So
I've also started 2 new businesses since we've been together. I was a business owner already.
garages, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise.
as well.
And then I started Lollipop in 2015, which completely changed our lives, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a huge amount. The wedding business did really well anyway, but then that was sort of dying off.
Lollipop was an overnight, and you said, "I have this idea," and I said, "Yeah."
And that was a very, very high earner for us, wasn't it? It was very good.
Yeah, I think you got it at the right time, should we say?
And now the travel business, so which is also very exciting. So it's been an eventful.
Been busy, but then I think that's what we probably we both sort of, I guess, thrive on, don't we?
I think we're busy people. I was thinking about this, even when, I've said it on here before, even when I didn't work and I had 2 small children, I threw myself into charity work. And then I started up a business. So I've always been a busy person, running toddler groups and various other things, coffee mornings for other people, and doing, like I said, charity admin work. And so I think
always been involved in something.
Thank you, darling. I think I am just that type of person. I don't think I will ever sit still and do nothing. But I don't think I'm that way. I don't think I am that way inclined.
No, which is a nightmare sometimes.
But it's also good.
It is good. I prefer that over people that do nothing.
Yeah.
So I prefer that, but it can also be sometimes it's when to stop just for a little bit.
We've got these 2 spiders
there
on
we go.
our ceiling.
Example.
Do you know what I mean? They've just been, that one over there has been there days.
We can't reach the ceilings now without anything else to get to them.
Well, we could use a little duster to try and coax them down and then pop them outside. We don't kill spiders in this house.
No.
But no, we've been very lucky, haven't we?
Yeah, but then do you make your own luck sometimes?
Not when it comes to things like health and that.
No, things like that, no. But of course, we both, I think, have worked very hard as well. With
that type of thing, holidays and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But there's certain things I think you're either lucky or you're not.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I think what we have had actually before, and again, when it's really, really hard, and I'm talking about hard sort of financially, we had wanted to do a trip, and it was a case of, right, we need this much, how can we do that?
I even remember like years ago sometimes like the kids paying for kids swimming lessons and paying with a cheque because I knew that I wouldn't have the money for a few more days and it would take that long to clear when they were really little. Or like things like school shoes. Oh no, I need to pay for school shoes. And just, do you know what I mean? So there were times when it was tricky when they were little.
But there was ways that you then worked at things to try and help that. Like if we want to do holiday, I remember that time one year when we literally was a real selling spree, wasn't it? Right, what can we sell? What have we got in the house that we don't use and things like that, and what can we sell? And I think we raised a good percentage that was going to be for a holiday, wasn't it?
We had a caravan holiday in Charmouth, and we booked a trip that was our 2012 trip, and we booked flights to Florida. So we'd paid for the flights, and that's I think when they were, I think they're about £300-400 each in economy with Virgin, and then it was a case of right, we're going in 9 months, we've got to pay for this now.
Exactly.
And that's when we found Susan and Simon's book in...
It was actually whilst we were on that caravan holiday down at, it was Bridport, the little town we were visiting, saw that, I thought, this looks a good book, and we kind of, I remember looking through it, or you looking, both of us looking through it, sat in the caravan in the evening. It was the time when we were there that time of year, was that Britain's Got Talent as well was on? So we had cosy like evenings, beach days during the day, and then it was cosy evenings in front of like the TV and just there. And we were just, that's when we had the first experience. We thought, yeah, we've got to do this.
And then it was a case of how do we pay for this, and that's when we just went through the house and sold everything we could. And we ended up being really savvy, didn't we? We started using Quidco, and I started using the Dib for all my tips on saving money and that. And that's when we really got to know Disney as well on our third trip. And it's
so
funny.
Anything's possible.
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
very true.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you just got to have a little bit of faith and pixie dust.
And hard work.
Yeah. Right, Abe needs to close up the garage, and I didn't realise the car's still open. So, back to the shopping. I have got a Stanley Tucci recipe I want to try this week, pasta and courgettes. I've got quite a lot of salad here, bananas, mushrooms. I'm going to do stuffed mushrooms this week. And sweet corn was 15% off. That's one of our favourites. We always feel really full when we eat this as well. We're loving celery at the moment. Tomatoes and my spinach rocket watercress salad had 15% off as I worked out 59p. Onions, potatoes, grapes, and then we have got sweet pickle. We prefer this one to Branston now. Got a couple of tin tomatoes and some baked beans, 27p for those. I am still craving baked beans so much at the moment. The other day we came home and I did homemade chips in the oven with beans and cheese, and they were so good. And then that's it. I showed you my free bathroom cleaner that I got. So I'm going to pack all this away, and I really want to make some apple chutney this afternoon. I've been meaning to make it for ages, and I fancy putting on some music and just shutting myself away in the kitchen and making some apple chutney. It sounds quite a cozy thing to do, doesn't it? Please share with us though, how long have you been with your partner, and share with us your favourite memory. What's the best thing that's happened during that time? Rain is absolutely coming down, but washing on the line that was almost dry, so we've just run out trying to get it. I need to drink some water. I haven't been very good with water lately. We've been filling up the empty innocent smoothie bottles actually. They're a really good size to fit in the fridge. We miss, I know I harp on about it all the time, we miss our American fridge freezers so much that's in the garage that isn't plugged in. One day we'll get it in here. This is quite a nice way to fill up water bottles. It's just not quite cold enough from the tap. Right, I have been wanting to make apple chutney for ages. We've got no caramelised onion chutney left. I've got my chilli one that I make, but we just love it for charcuterie boards and things like that. As you know, we do love our charcuterie boards. And I'm nearly practically out. Actually, no, I have used up the last of my fig jam as well. They haven't had dried figs in Lidl for ages. Those and chickpeas, they're out of chickpeas at the moment as well. Right, my glasses are covered in rain. Just gonna have a look. I've got loads of apples that need using up. I wish I'd picked up some chilli. I could have made some more chilli jam as well because I use apples for that. Right, I've found a recipe. We've got fresh ginger, apples, onions, curry powder. I need some cinnamon, I need some mustard. I do actually need some Dijon mustard. I'm just gonna use the IKEA mustard for now. Sugar, lemon juice. I have got fresh lemons, but I only need a tablespoon, so I'm actually going to use the Cheats lemon instead rather than waste a lemon because I don't need it for anything else. Cinnamon I need as well. That's everything. Apple cider vinegar, mustard, curry powder, granulated sugar, lemon juice, cinnamon, salt, onions, and fresh ginger. Oh, and apples. obviously, as it's apple chutney. This just feels like the perfect afternoon to make apple chutney. Look at that rain coming down. It's nasty. There's just something so cozy about being in the kitchen when the weather's like this. I love it. Right, cupboard can close. I was going in there to get oil. That's what I was going to do, and then I got sidetracked by the rain. I'm just going to use rapeseed oil in the pan. I'm going to caramelize the onions, get that done first, and slice up the apples. It's funny, isn't it? You sometimes sort of ask yourself for your highs and lows, and you don't always think back, and then you forget about times that maybe have been really low, that seem like the absolute end of the world at the time, but then years later they're just a sort of distant memory. It just made me think of, I'd completely forgotten about all the infertility troubles and stuff like that. It's not something that I've really ever spoken about on here. I struggle with PCOS, and it wasn't diagnosed until we were sort of like trying to get pregnant, and then we had that battle for quite a few years. And it was really difficult in the thick of it. And even now, it's still, a sore point at times, that we weren't able to have children together. And at the time, it was a bit of a health struggle for me. But yeah, it's funny all these years later, and now we just love it being the two of us. Obviously, we miss the kids desperately. I struggle with empty nest syndrome a lot. But what seemed like really difficult times then, now we couldn't imagine now having a teenager, for example, in the house again, as in having an extra child, if you know what I mean, having had 3 kids. Because of how things have turned out, obviously our lives wouldn't be the same, and we really love our lives now. And I think some people find it quite hard to understand, especially family, in that we love just being the two of us. We just really love hanging out. We spend 24/7 together. We often, spend most of the day sat at the same desk. It works for us, and a lot of people don't understand that, but I think everyone's different, aren't they? And what works for one person doesn't work for another, but spending all this time together makes us happy, and it's when we're at the happiest, when we're just together all the time. But yeah, I think it's difficult when you look back sometimes, and you kind of forget things that were really hard in the past. I'm going to get the sourdough going as well. I have not used my sourdough starter for quite some time. I'm going to feed it and try and make a loaf with it tomorrow, see how it's going. Looks a little bit poorly at the moment. Not smell too great either. To get my starter going, I always have the oven on, just literally on full for seconds. So it's warm, but not hot, just comfortable. And then pop my starter in there for about 2 to 3 hours, and it should be ready to do something with. Tomorrow's Friday, so I'm thinking a fresh sourdough loaf, cheese, and apple and onion chutney. A couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar to deglaze the pan. I'm just going to prep the apples now, core them, peel them, chop them, ready to add to the onions. I think looking back, probably the hardest times for me were when I was on fertility treatment. I was really horrible, really horrible. I don't do well with hormonal stuff. I had the implant, the contraceptive implant years and years ago. And that sent me doolally, absolutely crazy. And I was the same with fertility treatment. I was horrible. I was just a completely different person. I'm not an overly emotional person normally. I don't get angry, as in I don't lose it. I'm not a shouty person. But at the same time, I'm not somebody that cries loads either. I'm quite a together person. But put me on that fertility treatment, I was a complete psycho, really was. I was so angry. The mood swings were just awful. And then you're supposed to be trying to have a baby. That's the last thing you want to be doing when you feel like that. It was awful, but the tummy cramps, I just felt absolutely awful on it. I really did. So yeah, thankfully that didn't last for too long. We tried it for a few months, and then came off that. But yeah, so that wasn't a very nice time. But and I think one of the other things I've put down to having a really good marriage for this long, let's put aside the fertility treatment, was because in the end, after 5 years of trying, because of obviously the stuff I was struggling with, because of polycystic ovaries, I ended up having the Mirena coil. That was just, I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I had the Mirena coil, and funnily enough, that does have hormones, but that doesn't affect me. But ever since then, and that was 2012, I haven't had any periods. I haven't had any ups and downs. I have just been completely normal, if you know what I mean. I've had no side effects of anything, no mood swings, no, do you know what I mean? All that stuff that women usually go through every single month, which I used to go through. I struggled so bad when I was younger. I haven't had any of that, and it's been really nice. So I think Aid's had it quite lucky. Like I said, let's put the fertility side to one side, the hormonal stuff. But since then, I'm just not a hormonal person, and I haven't struggled with anything that obviously a lot of people do have to deal with. We don't have those ups and downs. So I think that's probably really contributed towards having a very easy marriage for the rest of the time since then, because there haven't really been the hormonal sides of it, if that makes sense. Because like I said, that was something I did always struggle with before, a very up and down person. So yeah, that's, I think, probably had a huge impact on things. I think also looking back as well with the whole going through sort of like the fertility treatment, I don't speak to people. I'm not a talker, and I actually, when I do go through struggles, I'm a quiet person. I think I've mentioned on that here before. I was never close to my family, so I don't think I even discussed it with any of my family, what we were going through. And I've never opened up to friends about things. Well, I guess a couple of friends when the kids were at school. I had a couple of mum friends, but not deep conversation. I wouldn't have spoken to my sister about it at the time. We weren't close then. And obviously they'd had Millie, no trouble. My sister pops kids like peas. She's never had any trouble, whereas I've always been the opposite side of things. She has a kid, goes home the same day. I end up with general anaesthetic, nearly dying. That's my story with having kids. We're both very, very different in that way. So I would never have opened up to her. Like I said, we weren't close back then, and obviously they were having Millie, so it was a completely different situation. So it was something that we did struggle through on our own. So yeah, thinking back, that was a really, really difficult few years in our marriage. But you get through things, don't you? I have one massive regret with what I'm making. Wish I'd made more. I always do this with this kind of thing. It looks like you've got so much in the pan. Sorry, I was just putting something, the video of this on Instagram while I was making it, and it was sizzling. And now looking at it, it doesn't actually look that much. I wish I'd made a double batch. I can't wait to taste it. The smell is just incredible. Age just walked in. You can smell it upstairs. I think it's the curry powder and the spices. I think I want to try it while it's hot. I'm just so intrigued. I could even imagine this on like a hot dog or something. Oh, it's really hot. Oh my gosh, that's so good. I'm tempted to even make up more now. It's that good. Oh my goodness. Let's face it, anything with fried onions is good anyway. I can't believe I didn't like fried onions when I was a kid. This is just incredible. This is so, so good. I would eat this hot with a bratwurst. That's amazing. Really, really good. I always keep my jars, so I'm going to pop it in here. Can't wait for bread and cheese now. Perfect thing for a rainy afternoon. You could put Put raisins in it as well if you wanted. Why didn't I make more? And let this cool down. That, I can't actually hold it, it's that hot. That is one of the best things I think I've ever made. I am so impressed with that. I am actually going to print that recipe off. It's not even staying on my phone. I want to make sure I've got it. It's really, really good. I can't wait for it to just cool down now and try it. Anyway, I'm going to finish this video on this high because I'm so, so happy with this. And I'm going to go make some dinner now. But thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I hope you've enjoyed celebrating the 20 years with us. And I wish you a lovely weekend. And I can't wait to catch up with you on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.